On which other tank have I seen this layout before? Find out at the end of the video. It had a bigger turret than the British Crusader and a Vickers machine gun in the bow. Sentinel, Australian Crusader Mark I. Although it was produced hastily as a panic measure, the Australian AC-1 Sentinel, based on the American M3, was an effective AFV. The Sentinel, Australian Crusader Mark I, was designed mainly in response to the outbreak of war in Europe. The war not only deprived Australia of defence materials normally shipped from England, but also made Northern Australia vulnerable to the threat of a Japanese invasion, attacks on Darwin and other targets in 1942 made this a very real threat. Designers were drawn up following orders for a Crusader tank armed with a 2-pounder 40mm and using as many components as possible of the American M3. The tank, first known as Australian Crusader I, had an all-cast hull and was powered by 3 Cadillac engines. The first models were ready by January 1942 and recovered the name Sentinel. A follow-on version, the Sentinel AC-3, was armed with a 25-pounder 87.6mm gun in place of the inadequate 2-pounder 40mm. However, this would clearly be ineffective against armour, and so production switched to the Sentinel AC-4, armed with a 17-pounder 76.2mm anti-tank gun in 1943. The Sentinel was never used in combat, but some vehicles masquerading as panzers featured in the film The Rats of Tobruk, and for training. Armament: 1 2-pounder 40mm 1.75-inch gun and 2 7.62mm machine guns. Armour: 65mm 2.6 inches. Crew: 5. Dimensions: length 6.4 meters, 20 feet 9 inches. Width: 2.8 meters, 9 feet 1 inch. Height: 2.59 meters, 8 feet 5 inches. Weight: 28 tons. Power plant: 3 Cadillac V8 petrol engines, 87 kilowatt, 117 bhp in cloverleaf layout. Speed: 30 miles per hour, 48 kilometers per hour, and range: 198 miles, 319 kilometers. At the start of the video, I said, where have I seen this layout before? It turns out it's the very same layout as on the Hotchkiss H39 French light tank.